Hey to all the spooks out there. Welcome back to another episode of Spine Chilling Chats, where every Wednesday we dig up the darkest corners of true crime, history, folklore, and the supernatural. I'm Ange.
And I'm Manda. And this is Take 17. As you guys know, we had a little bit of a hiccup, a little
Technical difficulties.
a little microphone malfunction, if you will. So we're re-recording from the very beginning of everything. Today we are going to the happiest place on earth.
For one of them, at least.
Well, what's the other ones?
Disney World.
Oh, yeah, well, Disney. I just was going to say Disney, but Disneyland, because this is part of our California.
Yeah.
And Disney is the happiest place on earth. However, it might also be the spookiest place on earth. We're about to find out.
And I'm here for it.
So,
Again,
for the 19th time. So, I have some ghost stories that people have submitted through the internet about Disneyland and the ghostly hauntings that they have encountered or have heard about secondhand. So it came from somebody that they like, their boyfriend or like a friend. So it's not like you heard from a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. Like it was somebody they heard
it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another. You've been messing around.
So it's not like it's like ghost stories that people have heard through the grapevine. Like this is a secondhand story that they have submitted, but some of them are firsthand stories. So we will get into that now. This first story is called The Locker Ghost Girl, submitted by David V. In August of 2019, I saw something at Disneyland Resort that rattled me to my core. It was just a subtle, creepy moment, but it stuck with me ever since. After Disney's D3 Expo in Anaheim, my sister and I headed to the theme parks for a late lunch. Since we had bags filled with merchandise from the expo, we rented a locker near the Disney California Adventures entrance. The parks were crowded that Saturday, and we saw several people wander out of a nearby restroom, wiping the sweat from their foreheads. The locker area was small, wonderfully cool, and thankfully uncrowded. It was just us and a young girl with fair skin that I noticed out of the corner of my eye. She crouched against the far wall, digging out of the bottom row locker. As my sister and I chit-chatted about our first ride, we kept our voices low as to not bother her. After a couple of minutes, I realized that the girl had been crouching for quite a while. Though I couldn't tell how old she was, I thought it was odd that she was alone for so long. I didn't want to rudely look directly at her, so I kept track from the corner of my eye, just to make sure that she was okay. The girl played with her long yellow skirt as if dusting it off. I thought the pattern was out of place, either red polka dots or strawberries. It looked like something a person might wear on a dapper day. So, I don't know what the hell a dapper day is.
It sounds dapper.
Like maybe it's a Sunday best day or something. I don't know.
And that's quite like the image, like yellow skirt with either red polka dots
or strawberries.
Like either way, that's ugly.
Well, and definitely out of place. And you know what I pictured? They only talked about the yellow skirt, but I also picture like a white T-shirt.
I'm
like a yellow skirt with red.
The 50s poodle skirt.
Yeah, with like the white T-shirt with the little collar.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's like what they didn't say what kind of shirt she was wearing, but that's what I picture. Suddenly, the girl turned around. I stopped keeping track of her and focused on my sister, who was stuffing her things into our locker. Still, I could sense the girl's eyes on us. I looked again from the side, hardly able to see her in my peripheral vision. She was standing now, staring at us. I noticed her short, dirty blonde hair and the skirt's length as it cascaded to her ankles.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
That sounds like a poodle skirt.
Yeah. She was taller and older than I expected, probably a young teenager. What was she doing? Why was she looking at us? It was just too weird, and I needed to know. I quickly crammed my bag into the corner locker and shut it. I could still see the girl watching us. All at once, I gave up my reservations and turned around. No one was there. The locker area was totally empty. There wasn't a thing that resembled a yellow dress or a girl with fair skin. For a moment, I stared at the emptiness with goosebumps racing down my arms. Are we going over to Disneyland? Asked my sister. She looked towards me and noticed my flustered face. What's wrong? Did you see that girl? I shook. Near those lockers? Yeah, I saw someone, my sister muttered. She had noticed the girl too. But I didn't have to explain. My sister was already staring at the empty row of lockers near us. I watched the color swiftly leave her face. No, no, no. I told my sister about the ghost I'd seen at Disneyland before, and now she'd seen one too. The moment was haunting and darkened the sunny afternoon. My sister reopened the locker and yanked our things from it. With our arms full, we rushed towards Disneyland, gripping our bags and unable to shake the ghostly girl from our minds. So, you think?
I think it was probably a actor or a crew member or whatever they call them.
Cast member.
Cast member, yeah. Maybe from a 50s area.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
And they did walk. He did turn around, and she was in the lock. The sister was in the locker. As far as what I'm thinking, she was stuffing the stuff in the locker. So when he turned around and she's still in the locker, that girl could have just walked away.
Out.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
That one's up in the air for me. I don't know. It could be either or. This one's called New Orleans and Toontown Encounters, submitted by Mike A.
Mike A.
Mike A. Oh, wait, I did it wrong again. Isn't that what he does, or this?
This, yeah.
It was
good. This is Cowabunga.
Mikey.
That's Mikey from Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Except for he's got like...
They only have 3 fingers,
3 fingers,
right?
yeah. So these two would be together.
And then the one down.
I worked custodial from 2002 to 2004 and had some bizarre things happen to me. One night in New Orleans, I was emptying the trash from the exit of the haunted mansion, right where the escalator ramp takes you up. I came the back way down the employee stairs and saw an elderly woman in an antique-looking wheelchair sitting in the hallway. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's a haunted mansion.
Again,
usually mansions are older, so could have been a cast member.
Yeah, again, like...
Okay. I thought nothing of it and opened the door to where the trash can was. As I held the door open with my foot tying the trash bag, I thought to myself, what was that guest doing in the employee-only hallway? The park had been closed for a while. When I turned back into the hallway, not even 5 seconds later, the lady was gone. I was kind of creeped out, but shrugged it off and went about my business. Again, he turned around.
But it's going to be harder for someone that's in a wheelchair.
A wooden wheelchair on
to
top of
just
that.
sneak off. Like, you're going to hear it.
Mhm.
It's going to take time to wheel yourself.
Yeah, so that one's looking...
It's not like they could just dart off.
Right. So that one's looking kind of promising. As the night went on, I could not stop thinking about that woman in the wheelchair. It wasn't the rental wheelchairs. This one looked like it was made of wood. I finished my shift and forgot about it. I used to hear tons of stories from coworkers about certain areas being haunted, so I would always wander around the park exploring, which is what I would do.
Yeah,
I would totally be like, oh, the small world after all is haunted, as annoying as it is, I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
Disney's creepy when it's empty, so I can see why people would have stories of being watched or having strange feelings.
Yeah, any place like that, that's
Any amusement park, I think.
Usually really busy during the day.
And then it's
empty at night. Yeah,
it's creepy.
It's going to be creepy.
Yeah. I remember sweeping the line for Roger Rabbit one night, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a man standing near me in a navy blue t-shirt and black Dickie-style shorts. I asked if he needed anything, and when I looked up, he was gone. I walked pretty fast all the way through the line looking for him, and nobody was there. Nobody was in there because Toontown was closed. It seemed like everyone had a haunted mansion, haunted bathroom, Tom Sawyer, or Toontown story. So I kept the strange things that happened to me to myself. I felt like nobody would believe me anyway.
That sounds like everybody would believe you because they've all experienced it too.
Exactly. A few months later, I was talking with a woman that had worked there for a long time. Someone had committed suicide in the parking structure that summer, so we were talking about the deaths in the park and the possibilities of the supernatural. She told me a story about sweeping inside the haunted mansion at the bottom of the elevators after the park closed and seeing an elderly woman in a wheelchair. When she looked up to speak to her, the room was empty. I thought to myself, no way, how familiar. I didn't tell her what happened to me, but I had a lump in my throat and felt pretty creeped out for a long time. I was always curious about spirits and the supernatural, but wasn't sure I believed in that kind of stuff. I'm still not sure I believe in that stuff. I cannot explain who those people were or where they came from. Which, again, and it's not like you're going to just sit there and be like staring at them till they disappear or whatever, but like every time they see something, they look away, and when they look back, it's gone.
Yeah.
So there's
It's
lot
hard to
of
say.
possibilities.
Yeah.
The Men's Room Basement Ghost, submitted by Annabelle K. So I work in third shift custodial. Everyone jokes around about the park being haunted, especially if you're new, which sounds like a hazing thing.
Yes.
Like, we're going to put you in this area. It's haunted.
Yeah, and then have
And it's
people
somebody
dressed
scared.
up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was in my first year as a third shift custodial. I had already heard all sorts of ghost stories from other cast members, so I was afraid to work alone anywhere in the park. At this point, I hadn't had anything happen to me till this night. I'll never forget it. So I was working in Toontown, and I was assigned to work in Mickey's basement.
Why does Mickey have a fucking basement?
Which is below his house, obviously. That's where basements are. But, like,
what is it for?
What is he doing? Why is it really Mickey's? Like, I know, obviously, it's made up. It's made up. But, like, if they want everything to be real to the kids, why would you put a basement in Mickey's house? Was he doing Fantasia shit down there? Because that shit was creepy.
Maybe.
That was like psychedelic. Somebody was definitely high on mushrooms for that one, or acid. But why does Mickey need a basement?
To store all of his Christmas decorations.
Duh. There's a set of bathrooms, a break room, and a small gym.
Why is there a
Mickey
gym?
was getting swole, that's why.
Apparently.
He was like, ooh,
like,
I'm going to go get me Minnie Mouse.
I'm assuming this is just for employees.
But still, it doesn't make sense.
It's weird to have a gym there.
Like, you could have put... I don't know how big Mickey's house is in the park. Let's say it's the size of your basement. It's not small, it's pretty decent size, but like not big enough to where you're going to need to stop in the middle of your tour and take a bathroom break. You know, like you can have bathrooms next door. Why do you need a gym in there too? Like you can have a central, like Notre Dame has a couple gyms, but the employees are allowed to use one specific gym. I'm sure they have something like that on their campus.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
It's
like,
weird.
Why is there a gym in a basement? And the break room has to be in a basement. It couldn't be behind a closed door.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's creepy. It's just creepy to begin with. So I started off by cleaning the men's bathroom and then went over to the women's bathroom. As I was in the women's bathroom, I started to hear something moving around. I wasn't sure what it was. I ignored it. In the pipes? I don't know.
That was so good. That was so close.
You just
Salazar, is that you?
I know how to speak like 6 languages.
And parcel tongue is one of them.
Exactly. And if you don't know what I said, look it up. I wasn't sure what it was. I ignored it and continued to work. Then I started to sweep the gym. And again, I heard something moving. This time I heard it coming from the men's bathroom. So I shouted, "Hello, anyone in the men's bathroom?" There was no response. So I took a look in the men's bathroom and nothing. No one was in there. So I continued to work. As I'm in the break room, I hear it again. Something moving around in the men's bathroom. I go look again, and the trash can was in the middle of the bathroom. I just thought maybe I didn't move it back when I was cleaning. So I moved it back to the side. I go back to cleaning the break room. Then I started to sweep and mop all the floors. As soon as I started to mop, there it goes again. Movement in the men's bathroom. I go to look, and the trash can was moved again. This time it was on the opposite side of the room. That's when I started to get scared.
I think I'd be more pissed than scared. Like, motherfucker, I'm trying to get my work done.
And I'm trying to get out of here because who wants
It's
to
late.
work?
You know, I go home,
Leave me
go to bed.
Right. I moved it back and was trying to rush out of there. I had already finished the bathrooms and the gym. When I was halfway done with the break room, I hear the trash can move again.
Mm-hmm.
And this time, I ignore it and I try to move as fast as I can.
That's what I would do.
As anyone should. Because at this point, either A, I'm getting pissed off and if I see you, I'm punching you. Or B, there is a ghost. And as much as I want to see you, I don't need to see you and I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm good. At this point, I'm scared. I don't even want to be down there. I'm thinking in my head, if there's something down there, it can't hurt me. I just need to hurry. I'm almost done. And that's when I hear right off my left shoulder, get out.
Yep. I'd nope out right there.
Yep.
Don't
See ya.
tell me
Don't-
twice.
Yep. Out.
Peace.
In the most creepiest voice, I kind of froze. I feel my hair standing straight up. I grabbed all of my stuff and ran out of there. I didn't finish mopping. Isn't mopping with two P's? Doesn't that say moping?
I think so.
Yeah. I'm going to let you guys know right now. I'm probably going to mispronounce some words because I'm reading them as they're wrote. And there's a lot of misspellings. And it drives me crazy. So if you see my face cringe, it's because something's spelled wrong and I'm trying to figure it out and it pisses me off. So anyway. I didn't finish mopping. I was just so scared. I didn't want to finish. I just ran out of there. Till this day, I won't step foot down there alone. After that, I had heard other stories from other cast members who had experiences down there. And every story had something to do with the men's bathroom. From hearing things and seeing shadow figures, I have had other experiences in the park, but this one was the scariest. This one's called Tiki Terror, submitted by Louisa G. It's my hubby's story. He's a cast member who works at Tanagora Terrace, and he has been telling me that they have very active poltergeists at the new outside bar. People have been hearing voices, seeing things flying off shelves. Downstairs in the pantry, footsteps have been heard, and most recently for him, he saw a metal container float 4 feet up in the air and then drop.
I mean, if this was my husband, I would be inclined to believe him. Because
Yes.
I know Robbie wouldn't joke around like that.
Well, and I know Mike wouldn't because he doesn't believe in the ghosts and things like that. So if he said he saw something happen, I'd believe him too.
Yeah.
Because like he doesn't believe in that shit.
I'd be jealous. I'm like,
Absolutely.
why do you get to experience something?
And I don't.
Because Robbie's a skeptic too. So like,
Yeah.
if he's saying he saw or experienced something, I
I
believe
believe
him.
him.
Yeah.
Yep. It was an ice metal cup within a cup. The ghost had become more active since Tangaroa Terrace had been remodeled. It's not a harmful spirit, it's their friendly ghost.
Casper?
Is that you? Can I keep you? Soaring Spirits Over California, submitted by Andy A. I used to work for the resort back in 2014 when it was called Soaring Over California. There are 2 theaters, Theater A and Theater B. Real original, guys. Like it couldn't have been like Mickey's Theater,
Minnie
Minnie's Theater,
Yeah.
Theater A and Theater B.
I guess it keeps it simple.
I guess. B-side was supposed to be the Haunted Theater. That's the theater that oddly breaks down most of the time. The story behind it was that California Adventure used to be a parking lot. Trams used to take people to and from their cars to the entrances. Well, one day when the trams were going by, a little girl happened to walk into the middle of the street and the tram ran her over. That's very sad. As your flight takes off, so I'm assuming this is a ride. I don't know. I've never heard of this. So I'm assuming it's a ride. So it went from the tram running the little girl over to now into the story. And I'm assuming that you are either in a, because I know some of them are like just seats and the seats just move and there's just a screen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either that or it's a ride, but that's the setting. So as your flight takes off, there's a cast member always in the theater watching to make sure the guests are okay and that the ride is operating properly. I was the lucky one this time and was working in that position. Below the screen is a basement, and no one is allowed down there during the duration of the flight. While in flight, I was watching the monitors. All of a sudden, I hear footsteps either going up or down the stairs from the basement. I turned around and no one was there. I had turned back around and nervously waiting for the flight to end. At that moment, I felt like I was being watched from behind. The hairs on my arms stood up. After that day, I always had someone trade me their position. Pretty creepy. This one's called Watchers, submitted by Stacy B. I have a gift, and on occasion, whenever I enter the park and I am not caught up in the thrill of just being in Disneyland, I can sense the presence of unseen beings in the various sections of the park. Like, for instance, the Haunted Mansion. Every now and then, I get the feeling of a being observing me, as is an intent feeling, as well as the strong sense along Main Street that all is not as it seems in this happy place, an underlying sense of foreboding and distress. And then
I wonder, with that one, why the haunted man? That just seems too cliche. Like the haunted mansion is going to be haunted,
right?
Like I'm more inclined to believe that Mickey's house basement is haunted,
or like
the random places,
or It's a Small World. I know I keep saying that. I'm drawing blanks on stuff. Like It's a Small World is happy. It's not supposed to be scary or whatever. It's very creepy because I don't like creepy little thing, like children looking things. But it's supposed to be happy. You would think that could be haunted.
Yeah, it's too on the nose for the haunted mansion to be the haunted place.
Cinderella's castle.
Uh-huh.
Just anything, but the haunted mansion, yeah, too cliche. And here's my favorite, spirit children. And you guys know how I feel about ghost children.
They're her
creepy
favorite.
as fuck. Ugh. Submitted by Tim R. I used to work the swing shift at the stroller shop. One night, I was clearing Fantasyland of strollers just past 1 a.m. A coworker and I were between the carousel and Dumbo when we heard children laughing. Because, that's also my favorite, laughing ghostly children. We decided to find security to let them know there were still guests in the park. But as we started walking towards Matterhorn, Dumbo turned on, music and all. Since we had just finished collecting strollers from the Casey Jones / Dumbo queue, we knew there weren't any attraction cast members operating the ride.
Mm-hmm. Or there was a power surge.
Right. Or there's a short, so you might want to get that checked out.
Yeah. Or there's somebody hiding, fucking with you.
Again.
That's
a possibility.
Or it's haunted.
That is very well a possibility as well. And another child story. Yay. Playful children after closing. Submitted by Noemi B. I used to work as an artist there for about 5 years. The first week there, I was spooked by the sound of kids playing in the halls of the storage area, New Orleans Square by the courtyard staircase. After closing hours, it took me a while that, see, here we go. I'll read it exactly how they wrote it and you tell me how you feel about it. It took me a while that to put together that we were closed and there shouldn't have been little kids there.
So I think that it took me a while to put together that we were closed and there shouldn't have been children there.
Yeah, but they have too many words in there that don't make no sense. Also closing in front of the Pirates of the Caribbean exit, I got messed with. And my niece saw the same ghost guy by the cast member eating area / storage. Disney's definitely the most haunted place I've ever been.
I wonder if there was a Captain Jack Sparrow haunting.
Okay.
I'd welcome that ghost any day.
I know you find him. I still haven't looked up what I want to say it's American Gangsters. He's a gangster in the movie. And he's fucking hot with his hair all slicked back and his 1940s fucking suit and his gun.
Tommy gun.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll take the
You'll take the pirate.
the long hair and the guy liner any day.
The Phantom
Open
Chef.
shirt.
Oh, yeah. I like open shirts. Do you remember the guy who used to come into Lowe's with he looked like he was straight from the 70s, really, 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 really tight jeans. He had like cowboy boot type things. He always wore this really funky shirt, and he would always have it unbuttoned and his chest hairs would stick out, and he had this gold chain and his hair was 70s. Oh my God. I did not find him attractive. However, I thought he was the coolest fucking person ever.
Like he's got swag.
Like something. Something. I was like, that's my guy. Not a cute, but that's my guy. And he had the mustache. I know. He was cool as shit. The Phantom Chef, submitted by Deanna M. I remember coming across a chef/cook in our break room. Oh, here we go.
It's the break room.
Break
As in breaking your car.
yeah. BRAKE. And they say it over and over and over and over again. And it drives me insane because it's not break, BRAKE. It is break, BREAK. Okay. At this time, they were doing some construction in our break room while I was on my lunch break. God, I can't even say it normal. I was alone in the lunchroom minding my business, eating lunch. Of course, cast members come and go to walk backstage as needed. Well, at this time, he did come from backstage where some chefs or cooks come by to walk on stage to get back to work. That was a mouthful. Now, like I said, at this time, there was construction going on. From what I remember, he looked at me and smiled and went on his way. At this time, I just acknowledged him and smiled back. Nothing came to my mind that this man was a ghostly friend. When I got home, I noticed that I didn't hear the steps going out on stage or hear the elevator go up. Our break room was small enough that I hear anyone coming in and out of this break room. One day, everything clicked when my aunt and I were talking about it, and that's when I realized that I saw a ghost. So this one, I want to say it could be, but when you're at work and you're doing the same things over and over and over, or you're so involved in what you're doing, you don't hear those everyday mundane background noises.
Yeah.
So
because you just expect them, so you're not really paying
you're
attention.
not paying attention to what is really going on.
Yeah, so he could have walked away
and you didn't know.
You didn't hear.
Right. So that one's got me, A token of remembrance, submitted by Dawn B.
More importantly, there seems like working in a place like that, it's really hard to get to know. Feel the hair. You get to know like your coworkers, because I mean, I pretty much know most of the people I work around with every day.
Yes.
Like, are you getting assigned totally different areas
every time you
every
go to work?
day? Because that would be hard.
Because I would think that if you're assigned to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, that's where you would be every single day. If you were assigned to be Winnie the Pooh, was he at Disney?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. If you were assigned Winnie the Pooh, that's what you would do every single day. If you were assigned Cinderella's Castle, that's where you would be every single day. I feel you wouldn't jump around.
Yeah. So.
But I don't know. I don't work there. So
if you've worked there or know somebody who works there,
let us know how it works.
Because I would think you would know the people that should be in your area.
And if you saw a strange person, I'm not a friendly person, but if I saw somebody new walking in, I'd be like, hi, I'm Amanda.
Yeah, who are you?
Who are you? Who do you work for? What do you do here? Welcome, blah, blah, blah. Like, and that'd probably be the extent of our conversation because I'm not a people person, but I want to know my coworkers because for the fact that I also think somebody strange is walking in my break room.
Yeah, I don't
know who they are.
Random person.
They could have a gun. They could be an ex-employee that's here to shoot people up, kidnap me. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to make some conversation just
to try to figure out who you are.
Exactly.
And if you belong there.
Exactly. So yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
And then I probably would never talk to him again, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
There was a woman in queue for the haunted mansion, and she seemed sad. The attraction greeter, here's another one. They said the attraction greater, and it's greeter, and they spelled it Greater. So that's the only misspelled, I think, in this one. At the foyer, asked her why she was sad. She shared a story of her teenage son who had been diagnosed with cancer. She had promised him they would come to Disneyland together when he got better. He unfortunately never did and passed away. She was carrying with her a photo of the two of them together and showed it to the cast member. He asked her if he could have the photo and he would place it in the ballroom and they could be at Disneyland forever together. That's really sweet.
That's very nice.
The photo used to be under the second plate from the left on the table. Yes, I've actually seen the photo. It has since been moved to behind the small settee under the staircase. Settee? Settee? Whatever.
Settee.
Under the staircase. So that was not necessarily a ghost story, but really, really sweet. Really sad.
And maybe he's attached to that photo and he is there.
Maybe. Yeah, absolutely. Ghostly Guest by Jacqueline S. Ooh, Ghostly Guest by Jacqueline S. Once my mom and I endeavored to ride by ourselves the Haunted Mansion on the last ride of the night. We got in just as they closed the gates at midnight and waited a minute in the gallery to let all the other guests board first. Once some space had passed, we got in our doom buggy and our solo midnight ride. But as we rounded Madame Leota's room, we were shocked and disappointed. We looked across the room and saw full doom buggies, men, women, and children. We figured they opened up the gates to let one more large group on. Oh well, when we got to the end to disembark, there was no cast members present, so we decided to linger in the mausoleum before ascending to the world of the living. And what did we see? Nothing but empty doom buggies. No people at all. We waited, and no one was there. True story.
Now, what were these people wearing?
Right.
Were they like clothes you would see nowadays, or do they look old-fashioned?
Right. Like, there's no description, because if they were people that you would see today, you wouldn't question it. You would just be disappointed like they were. But if you see people dressed in old-fashioned clothes, then I would be like, maybe. But at the same time, too, when you're in a park, and I know it's the last ride of the night, and whatever, blah, 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 but when you're in a park, they're not going to let you wait. They're going to keep pushing people through.
Yeah,
they're not going to be like, okay, well, you can wait till the ride's empty, and then we'll put you on. No, because sometimes the things are moving, and you just got to, okay.
And a cast member is definitely not going to leave you alone there all by yourself.
Exactly.
Because they got to be there to, like, empty out the ride.
Yeah. And I don't remember exactly how the Haunted Mansion's ride works, but if it's like the one I remember at Universal Studios when we rode the Harry Potter ride, it was like a moving sidewalk and the thing never stopped. So you got on this moving sidewalk and you were going with it and you had to sit down and buckle up before the ride took off. So I want to say maybe that's how that one is. So they're not going to let you wait.
Yeah.
I guess I don't understand. Well, whatever. They were disappointed. A pirate pistol whip, submitted by ADR. Pirates of the Caribbean ride. We sat on the last row of the boat, so no one was behind us. I sat on the left side of the boat. Right when we were approaching the big battle of the ships, I got bumped on the side of my head. No one was behind me, and it came from behind. I wasn't in the middle, so it wasn't people sitting next to me that bumped me. I was recording on my phone, and upon review, I noticed a dark shadow come to view for just a few seconds when I got bumped on my head. What do you think?
That could have been anything. It could have been part of the ride falling on, like, the ceiling, because they have decorations and stuff to make it look like, the Pirates of the Caribbean. So
Yeah.
It could have been something falling.
I agree.
Bumping you, or I don't know.
I feel like, too, if you're in a if you're in a ride, and even though it's supposed to resemble a boat, they're gonna have
Contractions.
holes and stuff. You know, maybe you didn't realize that you bumped your head or something. I don't know. So here's a few of the comments I'm going to read. Not a lot because I don't know how long this is, but this one's by Sammy R. It was always really haunting to go backstage here. I rarely ever went because I always felt like someone was following or watching me. I get that. I get these chills sometimes where I think people are watching me and I'm like, and nobody's there. And I just get this eerie, goosebumpy feeling and it freaks me out.
I don't get that.
Dawn B. The stockroom of the Star Trader that shares a wall with the section of track is also haunted. Cast members avoid going there alone and feel like they are being pushed down the stairs leading up to it. There's also a spirit of a child that haunts the area around the Splash Mountain drop. He likes to peek over the counter at the cast members who close the Briar Patch merchandise location there. Oh, I don't like children ghosts, but I think that would be pretty fucking cool.
That's cute though.
Yeah.
Like he's just watching,
He's just
peeking.
Just a nosy little kid.
Yeah.
Suzanne S. I had two friends that worked the canoe ride, and they both said they had ghostly experiences of someone touching them or seeing something out of the water, but there was nothing there. Here's another Star Trader stockrooms by Lori W. The Star Trader stockrooms are also haunted. I always felt being watched and hearing kids' voices laughing. I remember going up to the 4th level stockroom, getting a plush and hearing children's voices. That's why it creeps me out. Ghost children are creepy. Children are creepy, but ghost children are creepier. Lisa K. Back in the day, cast members would have a locker in a locker room to keep their belongings during their shift, and it would also be a place to change out of street clothes into costumes, which again could explain some of these sightings.
Yeah. Yeah.
My locker was inside Space Mountain, and on a few occasions, I'd be in there all alone and hear someone say something, and then a door that went to the ride would open and close. A bit creepy late at night.
Again, it's kind of weird that the lockers are just in random places like that. They don't have a specific employee locker room
per attraction.
Yeah.
Like that
or like an area.
Like,
okay.
Yeah.
So maybe Space Mountain, something else is close by, so they have a central locker room.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
that
it's just weird.
Too. Sarah W. says, OMG, my locker was in Space Mountain too. And yes, it was not uncommon to hear voices and doors opening and shutting. You would look to see if another cast member was around, but the place would be empty. Here's one from Deanna N. There was a story of the two little girls that died and frequently haunt the walkway from Fantasyland to Frontierland. You could hear them laughing at the islands too. They apparently died in a flood in the early 1900s before Anaheim became Disney. There was a really bad flood. Supposedly they were the farmers' children.
Oh, that's sad.
That's sad. But again, creepy fucking children.
So you'll have to let us know if you've had an experience at Disneyland.
Mm-hmm. The happiest place on earth. And, give us a heads up of what we could possibly in the future, if we ever go, get ourselves into and what we should check out.
Yeah.
We have a few places, but, if you have some other stories that you've heard from other places within Disney, let us know. We can try to go late at night while they're still open. I don't want to get stuck in there when it's closed because, again, the creepy factor is like a level 12. But maybe we'll go late at night and see if we can get some hauntings. Obviously, not anytime soon, but maybe in the future.
And more likely we'd be going to Disney World than Disneyland.
Yeah.
So if you have any Disney World
Which when we come across Florida, I think I'm going to do a Disney World one too. So we'll see.
Yeah. So I assume that's haunted. Everywhere's haunted, supposedly.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Amusement parks.
Yeah.
For sure are haunted with some deaths that are happening on rides and heart attacks or whatever. So that's all that I have. So welcome to the happiest, most haunted place in California. I guess happiest place on earth. So
I wouldn't go that far.
That's what they say. Also, I want to put a little plug in there. I can't remember if we did this episode or we did it last episode, but in October, I'm going to Vegas And Ange is going to do something really fun with her husband, and she's going to talk about it when she gets back and when I get back. So look forward to that little surprise. Yeah. And I'm so sad I'm missing it, but please watch it and let's see what happens to Ange and her husband.
Hopefully something will happen.
So that's all that I have. Those are the haunted stories of the happiest place on earth. And good luck if you're going. And if you have any stories, let us know.
Also, if you have any glitches in the Matrix, any Bigfoot sightings, let us know how big his foot is. Any other ghost stories, true crime, really anything you want us to research or look into, or any experiences you've had that you think would be interesting, just let us know. You can send those in to our email at SpineChillingChatsPodcast@gmail.com, or you can submit on our website, www.spine-chillingchatspodcast.com, and submit them there. We also have our bios and pictures on there. We have links to past episodes. It'll take you to our Spotify list. So if you click on that.
Most importantly, we have merch store.
Merchandise.
Check it out. We have all kinds of stuff.
We've got car air fresheners, candles, blankets, cutting boards,
hoodies,
sweatpants,
t-shirts, obviously,
dinghies, kids clothing, just anything. Everything. Garden flags, like anything you could think of, we got it.
Yeah.
So
check it out.
Buy some stuff. Help support
really cool
us.
Stuff. Booze and Blooms. Bigfoot, aliens.
Yep, and we just released our new spooky season.
Yeah. So our spooky season, not summer. Summer
season.
Was Booze and Blooms.
Yeah.
We just did our spooky season. Lots of cute stuff. Check it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, any of the podcast platforms. And
if you're listening to us, you can also view us on YouTube and see our smiling faces.
Because we are just so beautiful.
And we're twinsies today. Finally, we've been trying this every time.
And this is like my third time wearing it in a row, and she hasn't worn it. But I think she got the hint.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one of our shirts.
This is our 1-year anniversary shirt.
Yep.
And it says on the sleeve, 1 year of keeping it spooky, established May 1st, 2024. So,
yep. Good times, good times.
Get you one.
Did you see my new shirt?
No. Oh, Mike's? Yeah.
Yes. Isn't that so cool?
Yes, that's very nice.
His best friend's sister makes t-shirts, and she brought it to me, and I was like, oh, it's so awesome. So I'll have Ange post a picture because it's really cool, and I know you guys probably know my story, but my boyfriend has cancer, and I got a new cute little fuck cancer shirt, his initials on the side. I love it because the way it's not just your like fuck cancer, it's F the ribbon, and then the ribbon is the CK.
Yeah,
it's really cool. So yeah, super cool. It's don't mind being dirty. So he's got a donkey named Billy, which
it should have been Jack.
But Billy the donkey is about 450 pounds. Okay. So he's huge and so sweet. So sweet. So when I go in there, I don't know if he does it to anybody else, but when I go in there into his pen, he likes to come up and like dogs and kids nuzzle and like rub his head all over and just push me over. And so my shirt got a little dirty before I took the picture. But so that's just Billy's dirtiness on my shirt. It wasn't dirty when I got it. I promise I'm not a dirty person. That's just Billy's dirt because we had people over and everybody wanted to see Billy, which he was like, you didn't invite Angela. I said, I did.
Last minute Holmes.
I forgot. I forgot to invite his mom. I forgot to invite my dad. I forgot to invite his dad. Yes. I forgot to invite his friend. Because they're all his friends. I forgot to invite his friend Brad. And I forgot to invite, who did I forget to invite? There was one other person that was his friend. And I was like, dude, like I was trying to think of everybody. And then I kept like, after I stopped, I kept thinking of more people, and then I had to tell him last minute. And he was like, well, you forgot, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'm sorry, you have all these friends, and I have one. Can't keep track of all of them.
Should have made a list.
I know, I should just post it.
You
Like,
should have.
Mike's friends, Amanda's friend. Me, the friend. You notice I didn't put an S on the end. Amanda's friend. But yeah, so check out this shirt. Super cute. We'll try to find some ghostly pictures to post with this one too. I'll look some up and send them to you. And you might just get this little ghost guy back here. Yeah, that's all.
Please like, subscribe, share, comment, follow, everything.
All the things.
All the things on all the platforms. Get us out there.
Help girls out.
Yeah.
Help us girls out.
We want to keep doing this. We want to eventually get an actual set. So
Ange sent me pictures. Okay, she's gonna post. We're gonna have a poll, and we're gonna
I like
post.
the orange now.
Oh, you do?
Yes, that's what I said.
I know, but I saw you said I was leaning. I think I'm starting to like the orange.
No, I like the orange a lot better.
Okay.
With that wallpaper.
Okay. I like it too.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway,
so,
we have a wish list going on.
We have a wish list, yeah.
And I thought she was still leaning towards her greenish teal couch, which is cute. It is cute.
Yeah.
But she put an orange couch with another background, and I was gonna have a poll what you guys like best. We would eventually, when we become rich and popular and whatever, we can get it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
this is a labor of love.
Yeah.
We make zero money.
None. Not that we're in it for the money.
No, but
it would be nice.
It'd be nice to have a real set.
Yeah.
For you guys to look at.
So anyway, we're done rambling.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this. We hope you come back. Most of all, we hope you
Keep it spooky.
Bye, guys.
Bye.